Hello everyone, welcome to CyberScoop TV. Greg Otto, your managing editor here. We're coming to you from the 2017 Black Hat Conference. I'm talking with Josh Lefkowitz, the CEO of Flashpoint. Josh, thanks for talking with us today.
Thanks for having me, busy week.
So yes, it has been a busy week, and in the lead up to this week, last week we saw that there was a big action that focused on the dark web. AlphaBay and the Hansa markets were shut down. With that happening, how do you see dark web marketplaces changing and evolving over the next 6 months with this big move?
Yeah, it's something that we're tracking closely. We're looking at the clear void that has been created in the wake of this vacuum, the takedown of the two most popular dark web marketplaces, which of course sprung up in the aftermath of the takedown of Silk Road several years prior. And so as we saw in that scenario, it's going to take some time. There'll be some Darwinian processes that will take place. Well, there will be a number of different contenders that are seeking the crown of the successor dark web market. There's a ton of prestige that comes with that. There's also financial benefit. If you look at what the admin of the AlphaBay market had in his bank accounts when he was arrested, it was a very large amount of cryptocurrency. And so with that said, we're closely tracking a number of what we would describe as tier 2 marketplaces that are positioning themselves to ascend, and in that Darwinian process it'll be quite interesting to see. On top of that, of course, there's the overlay of a lot of paranoia in the wake of law enforcement infiltration.
So let's talk about that paranoia a little bit, because we know that AlphaBay was, for all intents and purposes, a pretty well-run machine. They had customer service, they had outreach, they had a PR department. So from a business perspective, they're pretty well run, so those tier 2 markets, even if they ascend to a spot where they get well run, there's still the looming specter of being shut down. So how big of a warning call do you think that the AlphaBay and Hansa shutdown was to these other tier 2 markets to be like, guys, your time's up?
Look, I think the nature of the cybercriminal online ecosystem is it's a game of cat and mouse. You know that you have law enforcement, intelligence, security researchers trying to infiltrate and take down your sites. That's the nature of the business, but that's also why there's a tremendous upside if you can execute effectively as a cybercriminal. I think there will be some lessons learned around some of the tradecraft lapses that they saw with the admin of AlphaBay, just as there were when Dread Pirate Roberts was taken down as the kingpin of Silk Road. So it's about continuing to hone your tradecraft, have a very healthy paranoia, perhaps tighten in your inner circle of who you really trust as an admin and who you give the keys to the kingdom, so to speak. But the bottom line is you have a very motivated group of financial sellers, you have a very motivated group of financial buyers, and it's pure economics. There's going to be a market that brings those together. How that shapes out specifically, time will tell. But we have a high degree of confidence that that will still come together in some shape or form.
Okay, so switching focus now, you deal with dark web intelligence, but there's all kinds of threat intelligence, whether it's dark web, clear web, anywhere in between. When you're in a security operations center, you have to, read through that intelligence, and I feel like people in a SOC deal a lot with the how when it comes to threats. How am I being attacked? When you go to the C-suite and you talk to your CEO, your CTOs, and you talk to the board, they want to know the what of the threats and what are you going to do to stop it. So how do you make that intelligence actionable for the C-suite?
That's a great question, and one that we've thought a lot about. When we looked at the market about 2 years ago, we saw that CTI, cyber threat intelligence, was overwhelmingly tactical. It was exactly that initial use case that you detailed. It was feeding indicators, malicious IPs, malicious hashes into the SOC or the SIM. But what we really found was an opportunity to engage as true partners around driving better decision making when it came to risk that was sourced back to issues in the underground of the internet. And that did not just focus exclusively on cybersecurity. It spanned far more broadly: insider threat, fraud, physical and executive protection, even M&A cyber due diligence, third-party risk. How do we think about having a board meeting in a foreign locale and what the cyber executive travel risks around that may be? And by elevating to that strategic, still supplemented by the tactical, you're able to have a conversation and a value prop that still can resonate with the line-level SOC analyst, also have a resonance with the team leads, but also increasingly have visibility and resonance in a value prop with the board and the C-suite.
Great. Josh, appreciate your insight. Thanks for talking with us today.
Thanks for the time. Appreciate it.
For all of our videos, check out our YouTube channel. And for more on Black Hat and all things cybersecurity, check out cyberscoop.com. I'm Greg Otto. Thanks for watching.